Right, let's see if we can avoid weird microphone issues this week. No idea what was causing that last week, but it was only a little bit. Hardly important. What is important is the daily silver chart. I'm back to square one, personally. Made money going up, lost money going down. I'm back to square one. And if it weren't for the fact I took a few shorts in the S&P, I'd probably be worse than back to square one. In fact, if only I had been trading solely the S&P 500, I would be up bigly. But what can I say? Stubbornness persists, and I persist in mostly trying to buy silver. I must be mad. I must be mad. There's no other explanation for it. I mean, look at this. Let's just review. So we had the lows down here, around $22. We had a move up. We had a sort of channeling action going on. Boop, 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 boop. Looks like a wonderful flag. Breakout. And then, we trimmed these wicks up here, and then we've just dumped. And we're under this key level here. This is a very important quarterly level at 2440. And we've just ploughed right under it, ploughed right through it. We've taken out this wick low here. Not this one here, though. And boy, oh boy. It's not quite end of the world territory yet, but it's ugly. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. Considering it should be at $60, if you listen to all the clever people who have done 10,000 hours of fundamental analysis, let's look at it on a lower time frame. So here's the 4 hour. And you can see we've got positive divergences manifesting at these lows here. But, I mean, will that count for anything? So this is the 4 hour. You can see what looked like the bull flag. I thought, and we've got a beautiful backtest on it here, and I thought, well, hey, game, up and away, and I was buying here. That was perfect, and we got up to 24.27, 24.75, 24.76, and then we've just tanked. And we've landed on this VWAP. We took out this wick here. We landed on this VWAP and this, this sort of horizontal support area. And we're sort of on the lower time frames. It looks like we might be sort of coiling around under the 2440 level, and we may resume up if that is the right kind of coiling or chopping around, consolidating under an important level. But then maybe we'll just melt down some more. Why not? I mean, it doesn't look very good, does it? Maybe we'll melt down some more. And where is there left to melt down to? I mean, in the big scheme of things. Let's what's on a weekly? I mean, there's the weekly. Like, if we don't make a recovery around these levels, then we're probably going to come back into these levels, and then we're probably going to come down to new lows. And we may come down further. Ugly. Ugly. And there's still a million and one reasons why it should go up. I mean, every other commodity in the world is going nuts. This has gone nowhere for a year and a half. And there's you read all the fundamental analysis, and the clever people have done. maybe we'll find some support here. But yeah, and what about stocks falling apart? The money's got to go somewhere, right? Is silver not? Is precious metals not a good place to put it? Bitcoin's crashing. People aren't putting it in. It's not going into Bitcoin. Let's look at the quarterly. So this channel's been invalidated. There's no backtest on it. It's not a proper channel, is it? Maybe it could say it's a range. And again, with the some of those divergences coming in at the close, but that could have been because of the dying off of action on Friday evening, making the indicators look a bit more positive than they ought to be. I'm happy to be a buyer down here. Relatively speaking, we're at lows, Relatively speaking, we're at lows, so it's not completely irrational. But the ultimate scam asset, the ultimate frustration, the ultimate, like what it just won't do what it's supposed to do. It just won't do it. And a year and a half of fucking people around, you think, well, it's going to do something right by accident. It'll accidentally have like a multi-month run up. But no, it doesn't even do that. It doesn't even do that. Fuck's sake. Anyway. But the good news was, this was a left shoulder, right shoulder neckline, retest 1, retest 2, second retest, went a little deeper, but excellent place to sell. I called it on Twitter. I was looking at semiconductors. I said, what did I say? And again, I was, I called it at sort of this level here, and it went quite a bit higher. But I mean, ultimately, I went into this doji here. You gotta have wiggle room. My bias was short, as you know. My bias has been short for quite a bit. My bias now is still short on stocks, and let's take a look why. Here's the New York up down, advanced decline, new lows relative to price. Price surely will follow. I think we go to 3,300 on the S&P in this leg down. Here we go. NIAD. Yep, it's moving sort of one-to-one with price nearly. Momentum's rolled over. This time we didn't make the test to the 80. Last time we were talking about how we got the test on the 80. And it was seeing rejection, so that was a reason to short. This time we got the test on the 60 and rejection, another reason to short. Again, I put far too little into my short positions on the S&P and closed them far too quickly because I was worrying on how to get long silver, because the longer this nonsense goes on in silver, like at some point it's going to do something. And the moment I capitulate, guaranteed it'll be the moment that's when we go to 30, 40, 50, $60. And I'll have missed the best opportunity. You can almost guarantee it. it's the longer the nonsense in silver goes on, in a sense, the more committed I'm becoming to the trade, which is until it succeeds, it stings and hurts, more and more. You feel more and more. It feels more and more ridiculous. Anyway, shorten the S&P. I'm going to short the S&P more next week, probably if I spot a good opportunity. Here, same old. Negative territory for NHAL. SPY took a tumble against Treasuries because Treasuries bounce. Where did Treasuries bounce? Again, I showed on my Twitter. If we can zoom out. Where did Treasuries bounce? Why? Why did they do this? Why? Why would Treasuries bounce here? Because it's a logical place, because it's a strong support, because it's a double support. It's a double support rail, it's these tops, it's this gap between the tops and this sort of distribution. It's this top, it's, ping pong, it's this ping pong, bing bang, ping pong. This ping pong in between levels here. It's this low here, and we've come right into it again here. And it's a duplicate line of angle, that's an important line of angle, lots of other times. And it sort of coincides with the sort of the lower rail. That's a duplicate line of these other rails that also make sense. So, yeah, I was saying it's probably time for a breather in this area here, coinciding with the fib. And we've had a little bit of a breather. How long will it last? It may not last at all. It may not last at all. And we may just continue going down as bonds continue to melt down. And again, I can't trade this in MT4. I don't think it's a tradable asset that's available. But again, the money I would have made in theory shorting this, because I've been saying it, and even the weeks I've not been posting videos, I've been looking. I've been imagining what I would do in that situation, and this has been a clear short for so long, and I've not been able to benefit from it at all. All I continue to do is try and buy silver, because it's got to have. It makes sense that there's crazy upside potential, but it just keeps not fucking happening. The whole point. You're trying to allocate your resources effectively to maximise them. Rather than being long and short a tiny amount in 10 different things, concentrate your firepower. But of course, when it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work, and then you're sat there watching the rest of the things go the way you called, and you're not benefiting. Should we look at the Nasdaq or something like that? Where is it? There we go. Go on, let's go to the monthly for a treat. Here's the monthly. How beautiful is that? That's a beautiful, beautiful chart. Thing of beauty. Imagine the Nasdaq being at 4,080. 2016, not that long ago. So why not go from 4,000 to 16,000? Why not square yourself? Why not double every year? Well, increase by 100% of your original amount every year. Cumulatively. So this is a monthly, so we've had 1, 2, 3 months of cacking about. We're nearly the end of April, so it's 3 months of cacking about between these two levels. We're probably going to shit. We're going down to 10k, at least, in my humble opinion. On the weekly, it was the 88.6. And then the breakdown was through this line, this duplicate line here, and now we're breaking down through this one. We had a little ping pong on the table tennis table of life around the 78.6 fib channel line, and now we're going to go down again. We're going to go down to at least 61, maybe the 50, maybe lower. There's the daily. Beautiful short up here. Saw it coming. Down, up, down. There's that test of that orange line of angle. Spot on. To the point. Not quite to the point, but it's pretty good. So we've looked at bonds. Semiconductors, again, we took a little peek at that, but, I've been saying semiconductors have looked more terrible than stocks, and therefore we should expect stocks to go down for a few weeks now, it continues to look more terrible than stocks. So that's just more reinforcement. Dollar bill, y'all. We're sort of at the top of this channel. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Whoops. No, I don't want to move, so I want it to die. Yeah. So we're sort of at the top of this channel. With a little positive reversal here. Is that enough? Is it going to, we've taken above this high, we've sold out, now we're rolling over. Who knows? But yeah. Maybe we just need to trim these wicks here, which we did. Let's save. That's a decent level to keep in mind. Nope, not that one. That one. So yeah. Die dollar die. Not because I mean any harm to the dollar or America or Americans or anything like that. Irrelevant. The asset, you can see this is it's what should happen. It's what should happen. Gold. Not looking great. This whole sort of flat consolidation with this little thing got everyone excited, and now we're just dumping back. Gold especially looks like it might want to go lower, and if it drags silver with it, then we're all doomed. We're all doomed! Those of us who wish to have pockets full of silver. Euro continues to look terrible. It's a big ugly box. Let's zoom out. Let's go on the monthly. There we go. I mean, how terrible does this look? How terrible does this look? We're at risk of breaking this trend line and then going down further, going down deeper. This is not been tested down here. Even this top has not been tested. That did not become support here, and it doesn't look good. Maybe you could argue there's sort of a triangle thing going on. But it doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look good. Why don't we come all the way down here? Why don't we break parity with the dollar? Because what's the euro got going for it? If Europe especially looks like it's going down the tubes. Well, a lot of places look like they're going down the tubes, but relative to other places that are going down the tubes, maybe it's going to go down the tubes worse. That would make sense. It doesn't look good, especially when you think about on the daily. We've got this really lovely channel. Bibbity bobbity boopity, we're bouncing around, but then look at this rejection wick. There was a negative reversal here, and we're spending too much time here for this to, the demand is being sucked out, which means we're going to have to go lower to find more. It potentially looks like above, maybe above 10,850 would restore some optimism for buyers of the euro. But again, if this is an anti-dollar asset, if I'm saying it looks terrible, then why am I trying to buy silver? Good question. So, the 4 hour, bit of divergence, bit of a positive divergence going on. I mean, maybe it's reached, it's hanging around in these levels, but maybe they're not exhausted. Maybe this is accumulation. It's not clear. Yeah, it's not clear to me. Because it's not the most perfect correlation between things like silver and things like the euro and, they're anti-dollar assets, but, wow. I mean, it's fell out of its channel. Pound against dollar has fallen out of its channel. When things fall out of their channel, I mean, we've sort of paused at taking this big wick low here, but when things fall out of their channels, typically that's bad. And, it's like falling out of bed, but from how many floors up, because you also fell out the window at the same time. There was no soft landing here. We landed, we fell out the window. Fuck. So, either we start to see magical, powerful, wonderful recovery, or we're looking at... I mean, why would a pound be worth 1/2800ths of a dollar? Why? Why would a pound be worth that much against a dollar? Fundamentally, why? Why not? Why don't we come lower? Who knows? And that's an ugly, ugly candle. Back inside the channel, closing back inside the channel, and dollar weakness. You know, I mean, you could buy the extremes here for a little bit of a... I mean, I would, because we're at such an extreme. We have just taken that big wick, and there's a positive divergence, so it'd be worth a bit of a go. You know, just don't bet the house on it. Would be what I would say. Uranium in the nuclear future. Your account will be nuked. Sort of coming into support potentially, but now we've had a big clear run up in, you know, these nice waves, and then it's turned into everything sort of this area has turned into almost like a Head and Shoulders, but it's become congested. It's not just clean, delicious trend. You know, the apples aren't falling into your basket by themselves anymore. Yeah, you can see the divergence, but, you know, have we come down deep enough to reset? Is under this wick going to provide sufficient new buyers? Who knows? Who knows? On the daily, Trend-O-Matic has just gone red, but often in the short term, when it just goes red, that's often a good buying time. So, go on to the lower time frames. Let's go on the 4. I mean, I would buy under this wick just because you're going under a wick. So why not? Again, just don't bet the house. Hourly, that's messy on the lower time frames on an asset like uranium. On the weekly and the monthly, it looks like it's got more room to run to the upside, but the daily is not. That's not especially inspiring. Oh yeah, silver's internals and breadth and whatever. Silver against stocks. Stocks shat their pants. Silver also shat its pants. It's not gone really anywhere. Silver against treasuries. Treasuries have bounced a tiny bit. Silver has shat its pants, so the ratio has moved down quite a lot. Silver against gold. Gold went down. Silver went down more. It shut its pants. Silver against all commodities. All commodities have continued to thrash silver and push it down to even lower lows than it was previously lower than it's ever been before. When it should be going up, because every other commodity is going up except silver. That's why it's shitting its pants down here. Even if this was the gutter, it's now in the sewer. It's subterranean and it's shitting its pants. Good night, everybody.